Holocaust survivors in Israel are living out their final days in poverty. They blame Israeli bureaucracy for not providing them with compensation being paid by Germany. There are still about 80,000 survivors alive in Israel, and as Paula Sleer reports, some continue to fight for survival.
This is the story the world knows. The deaths of 6 million Jews killed by the Nazis during World War II. But the untold story is the fate of the survivors, many of whom immigrated to Israel, where today they live their final days forgotten and in poverty. Gregory Pagus was in a cattle car on the way to Auschwitz death camp when at the last minute his train was derailed at Rybinsk ghetto in Ukraine. There he struggled between life and death until liberation finally came. But it brought with it a different kind of fight. Because Gregory hadn't spent enough time in the camps to qualify for German compensation, he's received little assistance money.
We survived 2 catastrophes in our lives. First, when the Germans came and killed 6 million people, including our families. And the second time, when we came to Israel, leaving everything behind.
In 1952, Germany and Israel signed an agreement, and $800 million poured into the young Jewish state. The German compensation, meant for survivors, was used instead to help build the country.
Straight after the war, when the first survivors came from the camps, our focus was on building the country. But as we are getting older, we're starting to be more dependent on the state.
With the big wave of Russian immigration to Israel, thousands more survivors arrived. Their pressure finally forced the government to commit itself to distributing millions of dollars to Holocaust victims. But this money, like the many millions donated by the Germans, is lying dormant in a bank account administered by a claims committee. Red tape and bureaucracy keeps it there. Israeli journalists Guy Meroz and Orly Vilnay traveled to Berlin and New York to find out why.
Once the last survivor will get his money, the claim conference will have to close. They don't want to be closed. They want to work there forever. That's why they are now giving money to all kind of memorial thing and all kind of charity here and there, not really connected to the Holocaust.
Time is running out for the survivors. As many as 30 die each day in Israel, where an estimated 80,000 live below the poverty line. Most of them come from the former Soviet Union.
I hate to think that there are very mean people sitting, at the top positions. I can't really think that our government wants the Holocaust survivors to be dead. I really try not to tell it to myself, but this is the situation.
Millions have been spent in Holocaust memorials and museums, such as this authentic railway car that was used to transport Jews to the death camps. But in remembering the dead, it is the living who have been forgotten by the Israeli government. Paula Sleer, Russia Today, Jerusalem.